this is the biggest tree in the forest, without a doubt. I haven't found a bigger tree. And they say the biggest tree in the forest is your grandfather tree. So, an ancient. It's probably, 70 years old maybe.
Do you know that by touching it, you?
just a fucking guess. Like that there.
You have to lick
it. 70. What do you reckon? How old do you reckon it is?
Let me just have a go.
Go on, have a go.
So yeah, just tell me about your family. What do they mean to you?
So my family, I suppose, as I've grown older, mean more to me. As I went through my childhood was quite difficult. Aside from being in nature all the time, quite a troublesome upbringing. My mum and dad separated young when I was in my youth, and that led to complications growing up in my adolescence. I had a lot of acting out from me, and my stepfather, Ray, came into the picture, and I wouldn't accept him at the time. So, you know, he wasn't my dad, etc. But my dad wasn't a great man, he wasn't around. So, through that non-acceptance led to lots of acting out and, you know, drink, drugs, crime, down a dark path. And then I lost Ray in the end. So losing Ray and holding a lot of regret for never resolving that with him. So, as much as losing Ray was such a hard part of life, it actually brought our family closer together in the sense that, like, you know, we had to really change how we were as a dynamic, and I really had to change myself. And Ray, as harrowing as it is and as harsh as it was to lose him, was the catalyst for improving myself, for becoming a better person, for actually coming full circle and leading down the path of self-resolution and breathwork, meditation, yoga, come out of all that hardship. So family means everything to me, you know, and now I have my own little family. I'm making sure I do it right and I'm a good man.
I'm curious to know about your relationship with nature. When did that start for you?
Well, I think I had an affinity with nature when I was a youth. You know, I spent a lot of time as a kid in this woods playing. Had an older group of friends than most, and they were always in the woods building dens and camping and climbing up rock faces and stuff. So this was like my playground. You know, we used to like climb up and down the waterfalls and swim in the summer and just build dens and fires and stuff. So spent a lot of my youth in this woods connecting to nature. And at the time, I suppose I didn't really see it as like I had this inner knowing of connection and stillness that now I have. I think that comes with maturity and practice as well, like practicing the breathwork meditation to really be present. I suppose it comes really naturally as a youth, you know, being present because you're just in the moment, and I was just enjoying it. So, and especially the summertime, you know, I'm a summer baby. I was born in June, so summertime in the woods when it was just everything was alive. You know, all the ferns were out, all the brackens out. You got all the butterflies, and it was just so exciting, you know. And there was just this real feel to it. The smells, the sounds, just getting involved with the elements, you know. Especially like the wild swimming too. You know, I've been wild swimming since I was a kid, and now they call it wild swimming. We were just like we're going swimming in the river, but now it's a whole thing, you know, wild swimming. But yeah, we were just enjoying nature at the time.
Was there any moment where like your relationship with nature changed? Can you think of a time?
Well, I'd have said that I think going through when I was a youth and I was discovering nature for the first time when I first moved up here in a way, you know, all my affinity with it. And then when I went through my troubled childhood and then my adolescent years, which were really hard and really, really suffering and a lot of mental health problems at the time, it wasn't until like hit my 20s where like I was really trying to sort myself out, you know, on and off the path, that like this affinity for nature really changed. It really became something so integral, so important. And it was there was a moment, I can remember a moment in the woods, I was just with a couple of friends and I was like, I know what I need to do in nature, and I know what my calling is, and that was to teach in nature. That was to teach the stillness and the presence that I feel when I meditate, when I do the breath work. And when I wild swim, and that elation, that joy, and that happiness that came from being at home. You know, this is our home. You know, so yeah, that was a really integral and really important shift in my life, was finding that nature connection or that affinity as I got older. The phone is in the pocket. So we go down here.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Sound amazing.
Right, now this is a difficult bit. I'm gonna need to take some off you.
Okay. Explain.
It's going to be a one-time thing, right then? Oh my God! Wow! Yeah.
What's it like to be in the water?
Totally all-encompassing, but exhilarating at the same time. Like, it just overwhelms all your senses, but you couldn't be anywhere else. You know, you're totally present with it. And once you've got over that initial, the breath being out of your control and controlled it, there's a lovely bit of stillness that comes from that too.
You said about stillness there. What does that look like to you?
Stillness to me is the space between. Stillness to me is like the spaciousness of the silence, like, and it's real presence. So it's about honouring the pause, right? So we go through life with this constant stream rhetoric of thoughts going round and round and round our head, and we're always told to clear our, meditation practice, clear our mind. Don't think, and it's just not possible. But that's inhuman to even try and do that. Thoughts just come up. You're human. That's going to happen. But when you practice stillness, and it is a practice, it's something you revisit every now and again. It's like pain, you can't remember it. You have to be visited by it, and the way to do that is through practice. So by meditating, breathing, and doing breath work, can you find this state of stillness, and it feels like peace, it feels like contentment, it feels like it's like an aha moment. It's like, that's what I've been missing. And I would urge people to really try and find stillness and not really hunt for happiness, because that's like, you're reaching at it and you're always slipping through your fingers. It's something that like is more integral. It's stillness and peace and presence and contentedness rather than happiness.
How does that, or what would you say to somebody that's looking for that stillness and is struggling to find it?
I would say get outside more. I would say go to nature and be alone in nature and find places to play in and pray in. I would say sit with yourself and breathe until it all goes quiet. And it really is a case of it all going quiet and taking the time to really sit there. And I know, because I can be like this just like anyone else, is sometimes I go to somewhere for a walk or go to sit by myself in nature, and just like the constant pull to be doing something, to look at the phone, to go and fulfill your to-do list that you've got at home, and actually spending the time, taking the time to not be busy, but just sit and just be, is so important, and we really forget that.
Nice.